On the day of the closing arguments in Donald Trump's civil fraud trial, the former president came out swinging in his defense, ignoring the judge's warning to keep his remarks focused on the case before the court. Trump lashed out at the proceedings and painted himself as a victim of a political witch hunt. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon live in Lower Manhattan with more. Sonia.
And David, Donald Trump ignored the judge's ground rules on what he could discuss in his portion of closing arguments. He wasn't supposed to get into politics. He wasn't supposed to discuss anything that wasn't relevant to the case or make it a campaign speech, and he disregarded all of that. When he was finished, he did not stick around for the Attorney General's closing statements. Instead, he came here to a property central to the fraud case to speak again, this time unrestricted and in front of cameras.
This was a political witch hunt.
Less than an hour earlier, inside the courtroom, Trump claimed in closing arguments that he is a victim of fraud, blasting New York Attorney General Letitia James and the fraud case she built against him, calling the statute being invoked vicious. He ignored Judge Arthur Engoron's restrictions to the point that the judge told Trump's attorneys to control their client. The judge has already found that Trump and the Trump Organization falsified business records. This trial determines the penalties. Attorney General James has asked for penalties in the amount of $370 million. James is also asking the judge to bar Trump and his sons from conducting business in New York State. If that happens, he could lose control of this property here at 40 Wall Street, one of the properties this civil fraud trial has determined he lied about. In court, Trump did admit to what he called an honest mistake he said was corrected, and that was tripling the size of his Trump Tower penthouse on paper. His attorneys in their closing arguments claim there were no victims in this case. They've already appealed the judge's ruling that Trump misrepresented the values of his properties by billions of dollars to get more favorable terms on loans and insurance.
And we'll see what happens. I think maybe he may surprise people on a positive side. We'll have to see what happens.
Now, at this hour, we do expect to hear from Attorney General Letitia James once she and attorneys with the Attorney General's office complete their closing arguments. That's been going on right now. In the last hour, they've been saying that the defense simply hasn't presented any new facts and that the facts of the case show that fraud was central to the Trump Organization's business.